Okay, here we go. This is the highlights portion of our lecture for Design 301. It's June 23rd. I do have the recording running, and I decided after looking things over, this is a good time to do the title block exercise. And so I'll post a little announcement about that in the Canvas. That's what we're going over here. So let's take a look. In slide 10 of your presentation, there's a little thing that looks like a title block. And I typed that wrong. That should say starting template. And I've just posted this one on there. So this may not be on your version, but I've put it in here in the industry standards week of stuff to do, and it is also in the plates drawings file. So there it is right there, tba temp.dwg. So that's how you get to it. And that gives you, and I'll show you in just a minute, that gives you a little template, and then you're going to create a title block that looks kind of like that. So let's see what that will look like. I've got it open in AutoCAD, and I've done two things. I went to the instruction plates, and I took a snip of this, of the layers, and I took a snip of the text, and I put them right in my CAD file. So just copy and paste. So everything is all in one place. And you'll see there's an A size border in here already. There's only the 0 layer. That's all that's in there. And then there's this little bunch of crosses and things like that. And those will line up with where you're going to put specific text. So this tells you what to type. And then over here in this one, it tells you like these are 0.08 high. This is 0.2. And it's called a fit that I'm going to have to show you. 0.2 middle center. So I'll play around with that and I'll show you how to read that as we go. And you're going to end up with a title block. And then as we go through next week, we'll put even more stuff in this title block so that you can eventually make it a template as you've seen me use. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing to do is make these layers. So I'll start, I'm on my home tab with the layers property box. And I'll bring it down a little bit closer so that I can see them side by side. And so I see that I'm going to need continuous, hidden to, and center to. So let me load those. I'm going to type line type, enter. And you've seen this in the thing. So I've got hidden to, there's center to. That's one of them. Center to. And hidden to. There we go. Welcome in, Anna. So now I've just loaded the two other line types I'm going to need. I've got continuous, center to, hidden to, continuous, center to, hidden to. So now when I go into my layers, I'll be able to make them. So here we go. Our first one is geometry. And, you know, I see that these say they're all capitals. So I'm going to make them all capitals. I don't know if it means anything, but I'm going to do it. It's white, continuous, 0.028. So that one's all correct. So now I'll make my next one hidden, red, hidden to 0.014. So this one's going to be called hidden. Oh. Get that right? Come on. rename that thing. Hidden red hidden 2. And I've loaded that already, so I can click it and 0.014. There it is, 0.014. Now I've got hidden. Now my next one is center. And it says it's yellow. Center 2. And 0.014. So I'm okay there. Notice that when I do a new layer, it sort of makes a copy of whatever was there. Dimension is green. And remember, I just go to these tabs along here when it just gives me a thing like that. Continuous and 0.014. Excuse me. And then I've got hatch, cyan, continuous 0.014, and text. Now, these are not really standard. You can change these later on after you've got this done. But at this point, I would be able to go ahead and take a snip and put that in. I can take a snip of that and put it in my portfolio. There we go. I've got, and I might even take a snip of this to show also. And just to show that you really know how to access these things, you might even show it there. So there's all sorts of ways that you can access these layers. So now that I've got those, I'm gonna do something else. I see that these little tag marks are gonna maybe be useful to me. So let me look and see. Yeah, between this one and this one, I write American River College. On this one, I write title. On this one, drawing title. And I'd make that one middle center. And so on and so forth. I'll keep going in. And this is where I'm getting my information. Now, all of this stuff is text. So I'm going to make it easy for myself. And I'm going to set my text layer current. Whatever is up here is what's going to get done when I work. Now, I'm going to use the DT command, dynamic text. So I'm just going to type it, DT, enter, and it says justify. And so this one says fit. And if I know what to type, I can just type F. But if I hit that, I can go, oh, there it is, fit. And that fits it between 2 points. So fit, first point, second point, my height, 0.2. Enter. And now I can write, and now this is a capital A. And I'm just going to type it as best to be the same as I can. And see how it just keeps, whatever I type, it keeps fitting in between there. And then I'll hit enter a few times. I got that one. And if I hit enter again, it does the DT command. So this time I'll do, these are all going to be 0.08. Oh, let me do this one. It's 0.2 also. So I'm going to go J for justify. Middle center. I turned on my dynamic. And it's asking me where do I put that middle point? Right there. Height is 0.2, enter, and now I can write all caps, drawing. Oh, it's asking me for an angle. There we go. Drawing title. That's cool. So now I'll start up here and just kind of work my way around. So up here it says draw, it says title. That's just called default left. So 0.08. So here we go. DT. Justify left. And my left point is going to go there. My height, it says 0.080. No angle. And it's going to say TITLE. Now, there's some more that are like that. So I can just do it here. Size. File name. Oh. You get a new command going there. There we go. 0.08. File name. Drawn by. So if I just keep doing all the same ones over and over that are all 0.08. Size. And this is all just stuff that you're going to scale. Date. Oop, too soon. There's date. This says 1 equals. That's going to be this 0.125. So the last one I'm going to need is of this size is this one that says sheet. Now all the rest are going to be this 0.125 and they'll be middle center. So DT justify middle center. And this one here is going to be 0.125. And it's going to say file name. And this one is going to say your name. And this one's going to say 1 equal. Oop. I got ahead of myself. 1 equals. This one says mm-dd-yy. That's the date for up. mm-dd-yy. There we go. And the last one will say 1 of 1. So that'll be the sheet. So that's all cool. I've got it filled out. I have a title block now, at least a good start of one. But there's one thing, I've got all these little pluses in the way, and I got to get rid of them. So I can go and I can delete each little one. But a quick way to do it would be to turn off the text. Yep, turn it off. And now see, these are easier to get. Those ones are a little harder there. But it makes it a little bit easier to catch these things. if everything else is turned off. And I can just get rid of these now. Or I can put them on a layer that I won't see, but there's really no need for those at this point. Now I got a couple more that I didn't pick. So now when I turn my text back on, there we go. I've got a nice little title block. Now, how do you change this? When you put it on there, you'll want to be able to change this. So you can double click it and just type. You can type ED for edit, select it and type. So that's how you're going to be able to, when you bring this into a drawing, you can fix that, you can fix that. And if you want to right now, you can put your name there. And usually, in most cases, they just want to see your first initial and last name. And for some reason, I missed this one that said A. So I'm going to put that one in, DT. Because this is an A-size drawing. And I just messed that one up. I forgot it. That's how you do it. And then you save this. Now, there's a few things you can do as you save it. This saves it in a way, and I'm going to get rid of these now. And I'll save again. So this is pretty common. I've got a title block now, and it'll act like a block. Sometimes people like to make a copy of that. Clipboard, copy, and they like to put it on a layout. Clipboard, paste. So now I can either use this as a layout and put a viewport in here, or I can just use it in a drawing. Now, we don't ever really open this up and start drawing. Very rarely do we do that. Usually, we either insert this as a block or we use it from that design center thing. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those now. Okay. So here's a new draw. And let's see. Did I save this yet? I don't think I saved it as a good way. I'm going to do a save as now. And I'm going to save it as a size. Oops. A size title block R. Schuster. So now I've got that. Now I've got that. That's cool. So here we go. I've got a new drawing to do, and I'm gonna put something in there. It's gonna be a little bit of a thing like that, and there'll be a circle on it, and this is gonna be my cool drawing. And I'll do some. Now I'll make that thing as a cool little pattern. There we go. There, I made a cool drawing. And I could even, this is kind of like, it's kind of fun. I can do all of those, and let me pick red, and then let me do another one just for fun. I'll pick a different color. And I'm just having fun now. I actually like to do this stuff. And now I'll do a blue. I get them all. I think I have one more. There's my cool drawing. That's not too bad. That was kind of fun, and it was quick, and it was easy. If I want to line it up better, I can do that. I can make that go straight up and things like that. But that's okay. I like that. I like my cool drawing. So if I want to put a title block around this, I'll save this as oops, I did this in the wrong thing. I didn't realize I was there. I'll have to go back and fix that. I'll get this right. My cool pattern. There we go. Now I want that title block. There's a few ways I can do it. I can go back here and I can do that. Right click, clipboard, copy. Right click, clipboard, paste. And oops, it's not quite big enough. So I need to, obviously, I'm gonna scale this whole thing down so that it'll fit. That looks cool. And then I can put that on my title block. There. And then I can do cool things like I can dimension it or make notes about it or do whatever I want. So that's one way that I can do it. I can cut and paste it. I'm going to show you another way now. This is just, and there is no right way. It's whatever fits your need. Now, there's another way to do this, and that's called insert a block. Insert a block. Now I have to go find it, and a block is just a pre-made drawing. They call it a block. So I'm going to go find that pre-made drawing. And I don't know where I put, I think I accidentally put it, in, there it is. I accidentally put it in there. Come on. There it is. Why isn't it letting me do that? That's really bizarre. Oh, there it is. It was just taking a long time to happen. So I hold it down and I can bring it in. So that's called insert block. That's another way to do it. Insert, it just took a long time for it to load itself up. But you'll see you can load them up and now I can just bring it in anytime I want. That's kind of cool. Now, another way I can do it and I'm showing all these ways. You don't have to remember them all. I'm just letting you see them. DC, that's the design center. And I can look at my open drawings. And there it is. And I can look at blocks. Or I can just pull that whole thing in. Or I can bring in, you know what I want to do? I want to bring in a layout. Now, layout 1 is already in here, so I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to pull in layout 1. Now you'll see layout 1. Thought that's where I put it. Layout 1 should already have that on it. I don't know why that one didn't come on there. That's interesting. Huh. I don't know why that's not coming in on it. Usually that will do it. So I have to find out what I'm doing wrong on that one. And I didn't make it into a block already. So, oh, no, that's the one it is. And it's layout 1. And I'm pretty sure I've saved it. This is all on it, so that should be okay. There we go. It just wasn't liking that layout 1 name. So I can just bring that in right like this. I can bring the whole layout in, all set up and ready to go. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then later on you'll learn how to do that as a block. So there's a few ways. Again, if you've got it there for yourself, you can just copy and paste. Or you can, oops, wrong one. Or you can go to where it already exists, go to the layout, and bring it in. And there it is. It's ready to go. And to see my work, that's something called a viewport. Which we'll go over later too. There we go. So I've got a cool thing. I've got a kind of a neat way to go. I've got a title block that I can use. Now, what's really interesting is if I've got this title block made properly, I can also grab the layers. Let's see what layers are in here. I've got these layers when I bring in my title block. When I bring in the title block, it pulls all the layers from that drawing in. That's another cool thing. Okay, I could get them one at a time too. Right? Do I have them all? I think I've got them all. Yep. Okay, so that's a whole bunch of different ways that you can see title blocks can be accessed. Now let's take a look at this one and see what it's got. It's got the name of the organization. It's got some stuff about the drawing itself, about the presentation, the scale, when it was done, who drew it. This is sort of like the absolute bare minimum that you would ever find on a title block. Okay, and then there will be other stuff depending on depending on what's going on. All right. So there we go. That's what I wanted to go over. Are there any questions about that? Okay, well then there we go. I think you can see if your interior design, do you need to add anything to the file name? Not right now. When you, as a template, you do not. Now, that's that's a really good question. So here in the template, you don't, you leave it alone. But now that it's over here, you would see that the file name is my cool pattern. So let me change that to my cool. Oops. And you go, oh my gosh, that's so ugly. What's going on? That's when you click on that and you look at the properties. And remember, I said you could squish something, that width factor. You can just keep adjusting it till it fits. Now it fits. And here, you're actually, there is no scale. Or you could write none. Probably fit. And you would put today's date in here. Month 06 date 23 year 21. And the drawing title, this is just my demo for today. There we go. Now I've got it. Now here's an interesting thing. What layer should that go on? Because I don't want to see that printed. Maybe I don't want it to print. Okay, so that one, sometimes I'll add a layer that says no print. And I don't care about anything except that this print button is turned off. And so I can turn this onto my no print. There. So let me clean this all up now. I'm going to close some of this stuff up. We haven't really talked about output yet. So let's talk about some of those. There's the print button right up there, and that works really well. In our classes, we'll plot a single sheet. You got to kind of say what you're going to plot. I'll plot Adobe right now. And a lot of times, I'll just take this AutoCAD, PDF, general document. Maybe I'll take a high quality. Maybe it'll be set for web and mobile. That just changes some of these options. It's 8.5 by 11. I'm going to plot the layout. Maybe I'll up that a little bit. 300. Maybe I'll make it a 600 DPI. And then I can preview it. Up 400 is my max. And I always preview to see how it's going to look. Oh, that's not too bad. Nope. Already, see, I see a mistake. So before I go through that, I'll apply that to the layout so that it's there. And I'll get rid of this. Double click. Get rid of that YY. Now I can print again, and everything should be, here it is, 400. I'll preview it again. It looks pretty good. Now, this is how, for the portfolios, sometimes I get a nice snip. Because I can get it really big on the screen. And I've got a nice background. And it's as big as I can possibly get it. That's going to give me the highest quality snip that I can get. So that's just a little trick. And then I'll print it. There we go. Let's see here. It's not where I want to be. There. And so now I've got it as a PDF also. Let's see how it looks. Not bad, huh? It's not totally awesome. Oh, I didn't sign in. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay. So there we go. And I'm going to save this again. Any questions about that title block one? You make your own file. You really only need to make it in model space, but I like to make a layout of it too and save that. Now this isn't too bad if I want to do something like, here's how you might do this. This is kind of a cool presentation. I'll take the whole thing. Oh, it's not liking that. There we go. So now you've got that to show this, and now you can take a screenshot of that. You've got it all in one spot, and away you go. Cool. And then you can get rid of that. Okay. Any questions? I see one. So there was, do we need anything to the file name? I got that. And we did that here. Okay, well, cool. Hopefully that will help you get through that one. It's kind of confusing at this point because there's so much about title blocks. So I'm just kind of hinting at you many of the things that you'll need to do. You don't need to know how to do anything I showed today except make that. That's all you need to know. The rest is just sort of extra cool stuff. Okay? All right. Well, then, there we go. I'm going to turn off the recording.